second half of the season, and we're into a last already for 2026. It is the last West Division visitor of the 2026 season. The Lethbridge Bulls in town to take on the Saskatoon Berries, both tonight and tomorrow. Good evening, Les Lazaruk with you. Zachary Landreville's on the mound for Saskatoon. He's ready to throw the first pitch, and it is in there for a strike at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, the 14th of July. Jack Wheatley is the hitter, one of the 5 All-Stars on the Lethbridge Bulls roster. For Landreville, it's his second appearance, second start. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Landreville, who had a tough go last week against another West Division team, the Okotoks Dogs. His first appearance was only 2 innings worth. He was sacked with the loss on that particular game. His ERA is 27. That one looked pretty good, but is called a ball by home plate umpire Aaron Roberts, who's the crew chief tonight. At first base, Aaron Zavolt, and at third, Blake Thill. 1-2 the count. Zachary Landreville from Saint Jerome, Quebec, wearing them lime green, yellowish baseball shoes. Fouled off out of play towards the Bob Van Imp softball park to the south of us. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count holds. Landreville gave up 8 hits in that game against Okotoks last week in 2 innings. 6 runs, all earned, struck out 3, walked 2. He's going to get a strikeout right here, as getting caught looking is Jack Wheatley, the shortstop. 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Caleb Haney, another of the All-Stars, left-hand hitting right fielder, will come to the dish now for Lethbridge. Caleb Haney coming off his senior year at the University of Mary in Bismarck, North Dakota, which means at one point he would have been a teammate of Carter Beck, former Saskatoon Berry, who will actually be here tomorrow for the game against Lethbridge on Wednesday evening. Up high, ball 1. Haney coming into the game tonight, hitting .356, 42 hits and 118 at-bats. 4 home runs and 26 runs batted in. On the inside corner for a strike. Defensively for the Berries, in right field is Guile Salinas. Nathan Houston back in after missing the last 5 games due to a leg injury. Lower body, if you will. He's in center field, and Ethan Murdoch's in left. 1-1 pitch. Inside. 2-1. Off the glove of Aiden Marion, who's catching. In the infield for the Berries. At third base is Mason Rell. Brock Laird's at short. Second baseman is Josh Henson, and the first baseman Gavin Panks. Aiden Marion the catcher. Zachary Landreville, changeup in for a strike. 2-2. Oh, we got the Go Berries Go chance starting in the ballpark early tonight. Not that many picking it up. I think everybody's just trying to get themselves settled and ready to go for this game. 2-2. Just outside. Full count. Cardell Dick, the catcher, is on deck. Xander Meisner, the first baseman, is the cleanup hitter, hoping to get an opportunity here in the top of the first. Payoff pitch, fouled off out of play over top of the third base bleachers and into the parking lot. Count holds full at 3-2. A pleasant evening in Saskatoon. Get some updated conditions. There we go. 23 degrees Celsius, 73 Fahrenheit. Again, 3-2 to Haney. Hit in the air to left field. Murdoch coming over towards the left field foul line will make the catch in fair territory, and there's 2 away. We'll bring up the catcher, Cardell Dick. East-northeast wind tonight at 17 kilometers per hour. So it's kind of coming straight in from Center field right towards home plate for the most part. Flags above the scoreboard in right field here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field don't really indicate that. North is straight up the third base line over the left field foul pole. So an east-northeast wind is coming over top that building. First pitch swinging Dick, fielded at third by Rell, throw on across to first base to Panks, and a 1-2-3, top of the first inning for Zachary Landerville here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. No runs, no hits, no Barry's errors, no Lethbridge runners left on base after a half an inning. Lethbridge nothing, and the Berries are coming to bat. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
All right, bottom of the first inning coming up here. The Saskatoon Berries coming to the plate. They will face Lethbridge starting pitcher Caden Willert. 6 foot, 180-pound right-hander out of Mankato, Minnesota, coming off his freshman year at Bethany Lutheran College. For Caden Willert, this will be his 7th appearance of the season. He has a 2-1 record, a 5.40 earned run average. 23 in the third innings pitched for Caden Willert. Allowed 27 hits, 17 runs, 14 of them earned, has struck out 26 and walked 6. Facing Barry's shortstop Brock Laird, who leads things off on a 10-game hitting streak coming into tonight. And there's another one of those funky arm angles coming at you. Ball 1. Similar to what we saw Sunday here with Swift Current and Keegan Noller. Line drive, though, into right field, a base hit for Brock Laird. Cut off in the gap in right center field. It will hold Laird to a single, but it's an opening base hit for Saskatoon here in the bottom of the first inning. It'll bring up Ethan Murdoch, the freshly named Saskatchewan Player of the Week in the Western Canadian Baseball League. Few home runs, bunch of RBI, bunch of runs scored. First pitch down low from Willert, ball 1. Murdoch, one of the 3 remaining All-Stars with the Berries. Still waiting to hear who else is going to be named All-Stars now that Tanner Hosick and Michael Saul are no longer with the team. Murdoch gets this one in the air to left field. Moving on over towards the foul line with plenty of room is Will Turner, the left fielder. And he'll make the catch for the first out. There goes my pen again. I have this penchant for knocking it off of the desk and scrambling around to find it. Laird holds his spot, 1 away. It'll bring up Gavin Panks, the first baseman. Fouls the first pitch off. Got it off the end of the bat. Strike 1. Laird at first. 5 stolen bases, been caught twice. Pitch down and away, ball 1. 1-1, Willert to Panks. Panks hitting .391. 6th best in the WCBL. He can't hold up on that swing. Went around, according to home plate umpire Aaron Roberts, and the count now 1-2. Right fielder Giles Salinas on deck. Now backing off the rubber is Willert. Calling time. Back ready to go again. Panks, 19 years old. There's a check on Laird at first. He'll dive back to the bag and avoid getting his pants dirty by essentially doing a push-up by landing on the bag. The front of the jersey now is another story. That's bounced in, a good block by the catcher Cardell Dick. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Defensively for Lethbridge in right field is Caleb Haney. Jordan Monroe in center. Will Turner's in left. Defensively from left to right at third base is Luke Wheatley. Shortstop is Jack Wheatley. Second baseman is Tetsu Nishida. And that down low, we have a full count. First baseman Xander Meisner. The catcher is Cardell Dick. And the pitcher is Caden Willert. Full count, 1 away. Let's see if Brock Laird's on the move with the pitch. Nope. And down low, ball 4. So 2 men on, 1 out. Giles Salinas, who had his 18-game hitting streak ended on Sunday against Swift Current when he went 0 for 4. So time to start a new streak. Guile hitting .436 in the last 19 games with 2 home runs and 30 runs batted in. For the season, he's hitting .401, which is 5th in the league. Again, an all-star, getting ready for all-star festivities coming up this weekend at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Breaking ball in for a strike from Caden Willert. Third baseman Mason Rell on deck. Willert checks the runner at second. Breaking pitch fouled off, fisted off by Salinas. He's behind 2 strikes. Shakes his head as he steps out of the right-hand batter's box. I think he knew that that really wasn't a pitch that he should have swung at. Crowds that plate a fair amount, hence he's been hit 17 times this summer. That one's way away from him being hit. And outside ball 1, 1-2. Salinas also third in on-base percentage in the league at .510. He's drawn 23 walks. 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground up the middle. It'll get through for a base hit. Laird around third. He'll make it home. And the Berries will go out in front by a score of 1-0 as Giles Salinas, with his 38th run batted in of the season, puts Saskatoon out in front. Panks held up at second base, but Laird comes all the way in to score. 2 hits, a walk, and a run for the Berries. And now Mason Rell, who's starting to find his stride. 5 for 20. It's .250, but he has a home run and double in there. And 6 runs batted in. Right-handed hitter out of Indiana State. There's a called strike. Speaking of guys who know Carter Beck, Mason Rell was a teammate of his the last 2 years at Indiana State. Sure, he'll be happy to see his buddy tomorrow night. 1 strike pitch, hit in the air, left field, coming in and now having to go back. Left fielder spinning around, and that ball got hung up, and making the catch, Will Turner. Turner almost stumbled and fell. He came in and realized, oh, I better not do that. Turned and stumbled, but was able to right the ship as the ball hung up in the air for the second out. So now Nathan Houston, we mentioned, back in the lineup for the Berries tonight. He last played last Tuesday against Okotoks. Missed a bunch of games since then. First pitch is up high from Caden Willert, ball 1. Houston 9th in the league in batting average at .380. 41 hits and 108 at-bats. Hits this one on the ground, taken at third. Long cross diamond throw in time for the third out. Good play and a pick there at third base by Luke Wheatley. And that's it for the bottom of the first inning for the Berries. But they scored the opening run of the game on a couple of hits. There were no Lethbridge errors and 2 runners left on base. After 1, Saskatoon 1. Lethbridge no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Zachary Landreville back out for the Berries for the top of the second inning. He's a 6'3", 230-pound right-hander out of Saint Jerome, Quebec. Coming off his freshman year at ABC, Academy Baseball Canada, or if you want to anglicize it, Baseball Canada Academy. He'll face the middle third of the Lethbridge order here in the top of the second inning. Xander Meisner, the first baseman, coming up. Meisner, left-handed hitter to face Landreville. First pitch fouled off, first base side. And a good catch on a 2-hopper by the first base coach. 1 strike. Meisner hitting .350. He's only played 6 games, so he's a relative newcomer to this team, hitting 7 hits and 20 at-bats. A double and 5 runs batted in. 1 strike pitch, swing and a foul tip. Strike 2. Landreville. Big fastball. Get it up there around 92 miles an hour. And he is young. 19 years old. 2 strikes, up high, 1 and 2. Left fielder Will Turner and DH Zach Kavanaugh due up here for Lethbridge in the top of the second inning. One-two pitch, up high, 2 and 2. Lights are on here at Next Gen Patch. That one outside. Now we have a full count. So battling back, Meisner from an 0-2 count now has it at full. Let's see what Landreville throws here. And that's outside, ball 4. First base runner for Lethbridge tonight. We'll bring up the left fielder, Will Turner. Turner with a couple of catches defensively in the first inning. He's hitting .200, 8 for 40. A home run and 7 runs batted in. 3 doubles and a triple as well for Will Turner. Right-hand hitter, fouls the first pitch off, strike 1. Turner from Calgary, coming off his sophomore year at the Prairie Baseball Academy. Landreville with a 1-strike count. Breaking pitch in there for strike 2. Now try and put him away like he did with the very first hitter of the game. Jack Wheatley got ahead 0-2. Was able to strike him out. This one's hit on the ground. Right side, Salinas fields to second for 1. Back to first. No, not in time. Aaron Savolt, the first base umpire, gave it a thought, and here comes Joel Carnahan, the head coach of the Berries, out to chat with Aaron Savolt. He thought that he was out at first base, and there'll be a quick discussion about this. Joe Carnahan getting the hand out and saying, hey, come on, man. Bang, bang play like that goes to the defense. So he gets his point in, returns to the dugout, still saying something, but not getting himself thrown out. So it's a fielder's choice. Turner replaces Meisner at first base, 1 away. Up comes the DH, Zach Kavanaugh, another relative newcomer to the team. First pitch swinging line drive down the left field side. It'll twist foul. 1 strike on Zach Kavanaugh. Left-handed hitter from Abbotsford, BC, coming off his freshman year at Cochise College. 6'2", 195. He's hitting left, and yet on the stat sheet it says he bats right, unless he's a switch hitter. Possible. It is a right-handed pitcher. Landreville with a check on Will Turner at first base. This is Kavanaugh's 5th game only. 3 for 9, a double and an RBI. Fouled off. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Zachary Landreville. Pitching to Zach Kavanaugh. Turner at first has not tried a stolen base at this league level yet. And again, he hasn't played a lot. This is only his 12th game. On the ground, taken by Panks at first to second for 1, but the return throw, Landreville didn't get over there in time to cover, nor could Josh Henson, the second baseman, get there in time. So it's another fielder's choice. And now it's Zach Kavanaugh who will be running at first. As Panks with a good play gets the lead runner. We have 2 away here in the top of the second inning, and brings up the third baseman, Luke Wheatley. I have to believe these are brothers. Jack at shortstop, the leadoff man. Luke here batting 7th, the third baseman. Both from Calgary. They go to different schools, though. Zachary Landreville. First pitch, swinging. Big 2 hopper to Laird, and a force play at second. And that's the end of the inning. 3 force-outs after a leadoff walk. And for the Lethbridge Bulls in the top of the second inning, no runs, no hits. No Berries errors, 1 runner left on base. After an inning and a half, Saskatoon 1, Lethbridge no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
To 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Last three guys to hit in the order for the Saskatoon Berries will do so here in the bottom of the second inning. Saskatoon up 1-0. It'll be Josh Henson, the second baseman, followed by the DH Nick Cote and the catcher Aiden Marion to face Caden Willert. Henson coming up has hits in 9 of his last 10 games, 17 for 43. Okay, better get the calculator out. My math isn't that good. Hitting .395 in that period. Looks at a called strike. Henson has a couple of home runs and 18 RBI as well in the last 10 games. That's boosted him up to a tie for 7th place in the league in home runs as he takes a big swing and a miss and is behind 2 strikes. Henson with 7 home runs and 37 runs batted in. Tied for 7th in the league in both those categories. Again, Willert with a 2-strike count here on Josh Henson. That's low. Ball 1. Ball jumps away from the catcher after blocking it. Cote on deck. DH from Oakville, Ontario. Change up, grounded to short. Jack Wheatley with it, gets it on across to first in time. And that's the first out of the top, or the bottom of the second inning, I should say. It'll bring up Nick Cote. Cote hitting .240. He's got 18 hits and 75 at-bats. 5 doubles, a home run, and 13 runs batted in. Willard in there for a strike. Cote coming off his freshman year at Niagara University. Low, ball 1. Niagara University in Niagara Falls, New York. That's where the university is. The Falls look really good from the Canadian side, more so than the American side. Just saying. That's just a personal preference. However, having said that, if there is one thing that I remember about Niagara Falls, New York, 2-1 pitch inside. I had an uncle, still have an uncle. He's still alive, he's still with us, in St. Catharines, Ontario. My Uncle Steve was a postal worker in St. Catharines. But once he was done his route, 3-1 pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. He would go to a hole-in-the-wall type of restaurant, real greasy spoon by the name of the Press Box in Niagara Falls, New York. 3-2 pitch, chopped over the mound, in behind second base. Up with it is the shortstop Wheatley, on to first, and in time. Good pick made at first base by Xander Meisner to get the out. Good defensive play all around. Wheatley ranging from shortstop in behind the bag at second and able to get the throw over there, and then Meisner making the out happen by grabbing the short hop. So now Aiden Marion, the catcher, up for the Berries. Marion with hits in 5 of his last 6 games. First pitch looked like a slider, outside, ball 1. Breaking ball up the middle, that'll get through for a base hit. Jack Wheatley ranged to his left into the outfield grass area, but could not come up with it. Hit number 3 of the evening for the Berries. A 2-out single from Marion, and it's back to the top of the order for Brock Laird, who extended his hitting streak to 11 games with his first inning single. 19 for 48 in that time. That's 396. Pretty good stretch here for the Berry shortstop at Natchitoches, Louisiana. First pitch down and away, ball 1. Laird coming off his freshman year at Southeastern Louisiana. Hit on the right side and through for a base hit. Marion looks at the third base coach, Chance Wheatley, to see if he should be coming to third, but that was sharply hit into right field, and quickly up with the ball was the right fielder, Caleb Haney. So Marion stops at second, but back-to-back singles with 2 away, and it brings up Ethan Murdoch. Murdoch flew out to left back last inning. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Murdoch coming into the game 4th in the league in batting average at .414, but making the out in the first inning, so they'll drop it down a couple of points. That's low, apparently. Looked pretty good from up here. But again, our angle isn't right behind home plate. We are located off to the third base side. I can look right down the right field line. I'll never miss a foul ball down the first base line. That's in there for a strike. But as far as telling you whether it's a curve, a slider, a fastball, I can only guess, and certainly location, I'm definitely guessing. So it's not for me to criticize the home plate umpire's ball strike call. 1-2 pitch foul back onto the screen by Murdoch. Count holds at 1-2. That's not going to stop the fans here from doing that. And you will hear them from time to time, especially the ones up in the castle seating section up high at our level and in behind home plate. They'll certainly grouse about calls. Down low, 2-2. And of course the new seats in behind home plate, 350 some. They have a pretty good view. Us? Yeah. Oh, swing and a miss on a off-speed pitch. Strikeout number 1 for Willert ends the top of the second inning. The Berries get 2 hits. No errors by Lethbridge. 2 runners left on base. After 2, Saskatoon 1, and Lethbridge no score. As you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Top of the third inning, 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Lethbridge Bulls coming up here to face Zachary Landerville. Jordan Monroe, the center fielder, will lead it off. Then Tetsu Nishida, the second baseman. They'll be the last two to get a plate appearance in this ball game among the starting 9 of both teams. And then Jack Wheatley, the shortstop, comes up. 1-0 Berries with the lead at home over the Lethbridge Bulls. First pitch swinging into right center field. That's going to split the outfielders and cut off by Nathan Houston in right center, and a strong throw into the infield will hold Jordan Monroe to a single, the first hit of the ball game for the Bulls. Leadoff single will bring up Tetsu Nishida, second baseman. Right-handed hitter. Again, another player who hasn't seen a lot of action. Only his third game with Lethbridge. It's like they turned over their entire roster. Nishida pumps the ball up. Grill comes in and slides and catches the ball. Runner at first, Monroe, warned immediately by the first base coach that, hey, better get back here, and he did. So it's a nice play by Mason Rell at third to get the first out. As they try to sacrifice Monroe over, it'll be the top of the order, Jack Wheatley, the shortstop. Struck out his first time up. Wheatley hitting .314 coming into the game. First pitch swinging, fouls it off and over top of the first base bleachers and out of play. Jack Wheatley now at 22 for 71 on the season. Fouls another pitch off. This one's in play, but out of the reach of anybody. Near the tarp down the right field side. At 22 for 71 is .310 now for Jack Wheatley. He has a couple of home runs and 10 runs batted in. This is his 23rd game played. Pitch up high, 1-2. Lethbridge Bulls have played 32 games, among the fewest of teams in the league. Got some makeup games to do. Wheatley fouls that off, stays alive, 1-2. Out of those 32 games that they've played, only 13 have been on the road. So they've got a lot of travel to do yet. Mind you, so do the Berries. This is the Berries' 22nd home game tonight out of 37. Or their next 8 games are on the road after, as that's fouled off, and look out in the stands in the first base bleachers. Count holds 1-2. After this 2-game series with Lethbridge, the Berries then play 8 straight road games, 2 in Medicine Hat going into the All-Star break, and then coming out of the All-Star break, they'll play the 6 games against 3 different West Division teams to look after their commitment on the road to the West Division. And then it's really the stretch drive after that. Again, Wheatley fouls it off. That's 3 straight pitches that he has fouled off, keeping the count at 1-2 here. Jordan Monroe, the runner at first, 1 away. Right fielder Caleb Haney is on deck. Jack Wheatley from Calgary coming off his redshirt sophomore year at the College of Southern Nevada. Swing and a miss, strike three. Throw down to first. Panks had to leap up for that. When he came down underneath the tag was Jordan Monroe. But that's 2 strikeouts now for Landerville, both of Jack Wheatley, the leadoff man for the Lethbridge Bulls. Brings up the right fielder, Caleb Haney. Caleb Haney is a Lethbridge product. He has a younger brother, Carson, on the roster. Also an outfielder. Although Caleb Haney on this roster page I've got is listed as an infielder. He's 5'11", 180. Carson Haney is 6'4", 210. Fly ball into left field. Ethan Murdoch is there. He'll make the catch. And that is another end of the inning. Just one hit for Lethbridge in the top of the third inning. A leadoff single that is stranded there. No Berry's errors. 1 runner left on base after 2.5. Saskatoon 1 and Lethbridge no score as you're watching Berry's baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Heart of the order for the Saskatoon Berries coming up in the bottom of the third inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. It'll be first baseman Gavin Panks, right fielder Giles Salinas, and third baseman Mason Rell to face Caden Willert. Panks walked his first time up. The first pitch way outside and to the screen. Or as Bob Bucher would have said, just a bit outside. Ayuk. Template for calling a ball game. Him for the humor, Vin Scully for the serious stuff. And that's telling story stuff. Nobody did it better than Vin Scully. 2-0. Breaking pitch. That changed up what Banks was looking for. I'm sure he was looking for a fastball. 2-0. Hitters count. You got a curve instead. It's 2-1. Fouled off. Now the count's even at 2-2. Panks on a 5-game hitting streak coming into tonight. 9 for 21. That's 429. He also has 5 RBIs in that time. Outside. A full count. Panks has played a lot of first base recently. That's ball 4 outside. Second walk surrendered by Willard, both to Gavin Panks. Can't seem to find the plate against the left-handed hitter. Panks playing first base as much as he has been. Nick Stinson started the year playing a lot of first base. He's been shifted over to left field. Josh Henson's played some first base. He's at second tonight. Makes me wonder if there's some little nagging injury for Gavin Panks that prevents him from catching. The fact that the Berries have local products, Aiden Marion and Aiden Kilshaw, who can both catch, helps out. Swing and a miss, Salinas. And that is strike 1. Salinas singled and drove in Brock Laird with the only run of the ball game back in the bottom of the first inning. Willert low and away, ball one. Salinas came into the game tied for 7th in the league in RBI with 37, so he's got that position to himself now. Outside. Puff of dust coming off of the catcher's mitt when the ball hits. Again, it looks pretty good from this angle, but not according to the home plate umpire, Aaron Roberts. He liked that one. Breaking ball on the inside corner, 2-2, and Salinas shook his head as if to say, yeah, I don't think so. No matter what you call, Mr. Umpire, you're going to make half the people happy and half the people not happy. There's a line drive into right field, a base hit. Panks will stop at second as the ball is returned to the infield. Couple of hits for Giles Salinas in the ball game. And the Berries have the first two men on. And Mason Rell, who flew out to left field his first time up. For Mason Rell, this is game number 7 for him since coming back to the team for his second season. At the knees with a breaking ball, strike one. Nathan Houston on deck. Rell has hits in 3 of his last 4 games. Hitting .333 now in that time with the addition of the first inning flyout, a home run and 6 RBIs. Way outside with that breaking pitch, 1-1. So pretty decently played, pretty decently pitched ball game so far. Berries have had 2 men on in each inning so far, but just the 1 run to show for it. There's a line drive. It'll be off the glove of the shortstop Wheatley into shallow center field. And getting over to third base is Panks. He started to go back to second just in case it was caught, and then had to scramble his way over to third. And now the bases are loaded as that's a base hit off the glove of a diving shortstop Jack Wheatley. That's 6 hits now for the Berries. Only the 1 run so far, but they've got nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the base is loaded for Nathan Houston, who grounded out to the third baseman Luke Wheatley back to finish off the bottom of the 1st inning. On the ground to third. Bobbled, taken at third, and that'll be the only play. Luke Wheatley, after bobbling, picked it up, touched the bag at third for the force out on Salinas, and then looked home. But he had no play there, and then when he looked to first, there was no way he was going to get the speedy Nathan Houston. So it's a fielder's choice, an RBI, Rell up to second base, and 1 away for Josh Henson. Henson grounded out to short to lead off last inning. Hits this one slowly along the ground. Shortstop Wheatley to second for 1, and that'll be it. As the second baseman, Tetsu Nishida, tried to bluff to see if the runner going to third, Mason Rell, might have made a wide turn. But he did not. So now 2 away, and it'll bring up Nick Cote. Barry's runners at first and third with 2 out. 1 run in. For Nathan Houston, RBI number 22 of the year. First pitch to Cote outside, ball 1. He also grounded out to the shortstop, Jack Wheatley, last inning. Slider down and away, ball 2. You assume it's a slider with more of that sidewise motion. Curveball, more often than not, has more up and down action. Hit on the ground to first. One hopper, fielded cleanly by the first baseman who touches the bag, and that's the inning Xander Meisner making the play unassisted. Barry's got the first 3 men on. We're able to push across a run on 2 hits. There were no Lethbridge errors, and again, 2 runners left on base. After 3 innings, I should say, it is the Saskatoon Berries 2 and the Lethbridge Bulls no score as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Siemens Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Unofficial line score through 3 innings of play here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field on a Tuesday evening. It is 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors, 6 runners left on base for the Berries. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base for Lethbridge. The heart of their order coming up here against Zachary Landreville in the top of the 4th inning. Catcher Cardell Dick, an all-star. First baseman Sander Meisner, and left fielder Will Turner. Landreville kicks and delivers, and down low, ball 1. Dick on a 4-game hitting streak coming into tonight. Hitting .294 in that time frame. Swing and a miss. And what looked like a slider, 1-1. Unless he throws a cut fastball. That was not as much movement away from the right-hand hitter as I might have expected with a slider. Again from this angle. 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. Looks like something like a change up there as Zachary tries to turn that pitch over. 2-1 pitch. Foul back to the screen. Good fastball from the young man from Saint Jerome, Quebec. The 10's ABC was the personality of the year a couple of years back at the Academy Baseball College, and was pitcher of the year this past year. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, out of play. Count holds 2-2. Cardell Dick does have a couple of home runs and 5 RBI in this 4-game hitting streak that he brings into tonight. Landreville's pitch is a called strike 3. Cardell Dick, catcher for Lethbridge, doesn't like the call. Probably muttering to himself, I better get some of those when my guy's pitching. 3rd strikeout of the game for Landreville. One away here in the top of the fourth to bring up the first baseman, Xander Meisner, who walked to lead off the top of the second, was the first base runner for Lethbridge in the ball game. First pitch swinging, a long drive to right field. Salinas looks up, and that one is gone. Home run, Xander Meisner. Hit it over the fence in right field, just to the left of the scoreboard in right center. Long blast by Meisner. Gets Lethbridge on the board here in the top of the fourth inning. That's his first home run of the season. Again, he's only playing in his 7th game. 2-1 the score. Down low with the first pitch, Landreville to Will Turner, who grounded into a fielder's choice back in the second inning. That's inside. 2-0. On the ground to short. Brock Laird picks it, throws on to first, but Panks can't scoop it, and the ball's into the Berries dugout, which means on to second base is Will Turner. That'll be a 2-base throwing error on Brock Laird. First error of the night by either team. They'll put a runner on second base for Lethbridge, the tying run, in scoring position. Brings up the DH, Zach Kavanaugh, who also bounced into a fielder's choice in the second inning. In fact, Lethbridge in the second inning got the leadoff man Meisner on a walk and then hit 3 fielder's choices. Outs at second base. Landreville's pitch, first pitch swinging. Panks can't come up with that. It's by into right field, a base hit. Salinas overruns it, trying to pick it up and make the throw, but in to score is Will Turner. And Zach Kavanaugh, with an RBI single, ties this game up all of a sudden at 2-2 here in the top of the fourth inning. Luke Wheatley, the third baseman, now coming up. Unofficial, Zachary Landreville at 47 pitches. He threw 61 in his initial start against Okotoks last week. A strike to Luke Wheatley, who again bounced into a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Down low, blocked by Aiden Marion, 1-1. Zach Kavanaugh is the runner at first. Kavanaugh does not have a stolen base or even an attempt. He just picked up his second RBI. Inside to Luke Wheatley, 2-1. Kavanaugh only playing in his 5th game. He's the runner at first. Luke Wheatley is playing in his 24th game. He's been a little more involved with this team. There's a breaking ball. Broke in, strike 2, 2-2 with 1 away. Public address announcer Simon Hyde trying to get some noise out of the fans, trying to help out. Get a second, maybe a third out as well. Double play ball may be in order here. In the air to right field, Salinas has it sliced back towards him. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 away. Back to first base is Zach Kavanaugh. It'll bring up the center fielder Jordan Monroe, who singled his first time up, collected the first Lethbridge hit last inning off of Zachary Landerville. Ooh, Barry, fun fact. He knows sign language. That comes in handy. Left-handed hitting, Jordan Monroe. First pitch swinging, fouled over top of our location. Strike one. Couple of runs in for Lethbridge here in the top of the fourth, tied up with the Berries 2-2. Hour into the ball game. Inside 1-1. Number 9 hitter Tetsu Nishida is on deck for Lethbridge. That is a called strike on the outside corner. Home plate umpire Aaron Roberts took a moment to decide on that one, although he might have been saying, hey, that is a Steve, before he finally indicated. Don't have the benefit of a mic on the umpire or a crowd mic or a mic dangling off of the screen. That's up high, 2-2. Quite a few years ago, doing radio of the Winnipeg Goldeyes in the Northern League, my broadcast partner and I, the late Peter Young, we would hook up crowd mics all over the ballpark trying to get ambient sound. Full count now on Jordan Monroe. I think in Thunder Bay, Peter was up crawling around on the backstop screen trying to get a mic set up. Lucky he didn't fall to his death. God rest you, Peter Young. You were one of the great human beings. Learned a lot from you that summer. Summer of '94. 3-2. And they're going to say strike three that Jordan Monroe offered at that pitch. He is punched out by the home plate umpire. 4 strikeouts for Launderville, but Lethbridge do score twice in the top of the fourth inning. They do so on 2 hits, 1 Barry's error, and 1 runner left on base. After 3.5, it's Saskatoon 2, Lethbridge 2. You're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege. Aiden Marion will lead it off for the Berries in the bottom of the fourth inning. We're now tied up at 2-2. Marion singled back in the second inning. Saskatoon product, graduate of St. Joseph High School, and gets plunked by the first pitch. Inside, hit him in the back as he turned away. Couldn't get out of the way. So the leadoff man is on. The Sorway. 5th time that Marion's been hit by a pitch. Up comes shortstop Brock Laird for the 3rd time. A couple of hits for him already tonight. 2 for 2, extending the hitting streak to 11 games. He's got 2 home runs and 9 RBI during his 11-game hitting streak. Willard's first pitch is that slider down and away, ball 1. Laird tied for 7th in the league with 23 walks. He takes another pitch. High, 2-0. He's playing in his 38th game. Line drive into right field. It's through. He's 3 for 3. Marion will stop at second. And again, the Berries get 2 men on base in the 4th inning. They've done that every inning so far. So now Ethan Murdoch, who's 0 for 2. Of course, Murdoch is in the top 10 in almost every offensive category there is in the Western Canadian Baseball League, coming off his senior year at Marshall University. That pitch inside almost got him as well. Ball 1. Sixth in doubles, tied for 3rd in home runs with 10. Fouls that off, 1-1. Tied for the league lead in RBI with 42. Most hits of anybody in the league with 60. Fouls that off to the backstop, 1-2. He's flown out to left field and struck out against Caden Willert so far tonight. Great chat with him after the game on Sunday. Here's a line drive into right field. There's an 11-game hitting streak. And an RBI coming as Marion's around second. Cutting into third is Brock Laird. The Berries are back out in front by a score of 3-2. RBI 43 on the summer for Ethan Murdoch. Laird to third. Marion in to score, as I mentioned. That's 2 hits in the inning. A hit batsman, which is what's come in to score. Berries have 8 hits. Now Gavin Panks, who's walked twice, hits this one on the ground to short. Picked by the shortstop to second for 1. On the first, not in time. Laird in to score, makes it 4-2 on the fielder's choice. And that's the first out. The mariachi music plays and the fans clap and stomp their feet for Giles Salinas, who's 2 for 2. Couple of base hits and an RBI. First pitch into the hole at third. Up with it, and the throw on to first is in time. Luke Wheatley, moving to his left, had the better shot at it, but he double clutched as he had a chance to go for second, but didn't make the throw there. Ended up throwing out Salinas for the second out. So Panks is at second, and Mason Rell now with 2 away comes to the dish. Singled his last time up to load the bases. He's 1 for 2. Willard's pitch. Rell to Hopper, taken at second, and the throw on to first in time. Berry's got the first 3 men on and got 2 of them home. 2 runs on 2 hits. No Lethbridge errors. 1 runner left on base. After 4, Saskatoon 4 and Lethbridge 2 as you're watching Berry's baseball on FloCollege. Zachary Landreville in line for a victory if he can get through this inning and the Berries can continue to hold the lead without being tied or fall behind. They have a 4-2 lead, so there's a lot to consider there before we can decide whether there's a pitching victory in the future for Zachary Landreville, but he has to get through this inning first without surrendering the lead. He'll face the number 9 hitter, the second baseman Tetsu Nishida, who tried to sacrifice his first time up and bunted the ball right to third baseman Mason Rell, who actually came in and made a great play, sliding on the grass, going to his butt to come up with the ball. First pitch to Nishida is in for a strike. Landreville with 4 strikeouts and a walk so far. About to unofficially throw his 60th pitch of this appearance. On the ground, and that'll get through between short and third into left field for a base hit. Tetsu Nishida only playing in his 3rd game. That's his 3rd hit in 6 at-bats. He's hitting .500, because I can do that math. Back to the top of the order for Jack Wheatley, who was struck out twice against Landreville. Dallin Rude making his way from the dugout down the right field line. Likely will start warming up as pitch fouled off by Jack Wheatley, strike 1. Jack Wheatley has hits in 3 of his last 4 games. Takes a strike. He's behind 0-2. But he's only 4 for 17 in that time, hitting .235. Fouls that off over top of the Berries dugout and over top of the first base bleachers out of play. 0-2 still the count. Jack Wheatley came into the game hitting .314. That will have dropped down a bit. Slider down and away, ball 1. Inside, 2-2. And these are brothers, Jack at shortstop, Luke at third base. They're both from Calgary. Jack Wheatley played just 2 games for Lethbridge last summer, coming out of the Vauxhall Baseball Academy in Alberta. 2-2 pitch. Chopped up the third base line, going foul. It was almost like it was cricket. The short hop that he swung at and hit it foul. Still 2-2, the count on Jack Wheatley with Caleb Haney, the right fielder, on deck. Landreville glance at first, 2-2 pitch, and just getting a piece of it is Jack Wheatley to stay alive at 2-2. Got the attendance figure early tonight, 1,666. Nice crowd on a Tuesday evening on a nice night. Wheatley again fouls it off. This is another lengthy at bat, 8 pitches in this battle. It's not a scorching hot night, not like it was on the weekend when you just sweat just from standing. Again, the 2-2 pitch up coming from Landerville to Wheatley. And one more time, it's fouled off wide of third base this time. That's 4 straight foul balls at 2-2. 22 Celsius, 72 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy skies, east-northeast wind 15 kilometers per hour. So that's not much of anything. That's like 9-10 miles an hour. Line drive into right field. That will get down for a base hit and head towards the corner. Around second, heading for third, and being waved home is Tetsu Nishida. The throw home will not work, and the ball cut off behind the plate. Landerville to third, and into third base safely is the hitter, Jack Wheatley, who came on after the ball got away from Aiden Marion at home plate as they tried to get Tetsu Nishida with the relay throw home. So it's a double for Jack Wheatley. An RBI as Nishida comes in to score. And then an error, I'd have to believe, on probably the relay throw from out of the outfield. And I believe that was the first baseman, as it's now 4-3. Couple of hits here in this inning for the Lethbridge Bulls. And Dustin Mulligan's still kicking around the blades. There I go again. Anytime I say Mulligan, I'm going to think Blades, because that's the way it was for God knows how many years that I've been around the junior hockey team. His father, the scout, Doug. His uncle, Lorne, GM and head coach. And now Dustin, who pitched in the major leagues for the Detroit Tigers, is the pitching consultant for the Saskatoon Berries. He came out to have a few words with Zachary Landerville. Nobody out, a runner on third. And the number 2 hitter, Caleb Haney, coming up. Haney with a couple of fly ball outs to left field so far. Mason Rell at third base on the edge of the grass. Berries otherwise are prepared to give up a run, and that one's hit down right field and will get to the fence. Salinas juggles it out there, sends it towards the infield. Heading for third is Haney. The throw, and Rell will put the slag tag on him. Salinas bobbled the ball up till it came off the fence, and Caleb Haney saw that and decided he was going to try for third. But a great relay throw from Josh Henson to Mason Rell at third base gets him. Game is now tied up at 4-4 as Jack Wheatley scores. One away, and we're going to get a pitching change here for the Saskatoon Berries, as Joe Carnahan comes out and gets Zachary Landerville, who goes a lot further than he did in his first start and had a lot more to be happy about than what he did last week. So positive steps here for Zachary Landerville. But we're tied up at 4-4, and Dallin Rood will come into the ball game now for the Saskatoon Berries. The Munster Saskatchewan product will take over from Landerville after he pitches 4 1/3 innings. Gives up 6 hits, 4 runs, and I'd have to think they were all earned. Well, no, not really. There was one run that came in last inning, but runner got on an error. So we will say 3 of the 4 runs are earned. Struck out 4 and walked 1. No hit batsman. No. Okay. Faced 20 batters. And unofficially threw 70 pitches. Gives way now to Dallin Rood. Rood into the game. 6'1", 160-pound right-hander out of Munster, Saskatchewan, coming off his sophomore year at Colby Community College. Dallin Rood will make his 14th appearance of the season. Has 2 saves, no wins, no losses, a 4.32 earned run average. 16 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 15 hits, 10 runs, 8 of them earned. Has struck out 18 and walked 2. First pitch swinging in a fly ball that is going to slice foul down the right field line off the bat of Cardell Dick, the catcher. Strike 1. (4-4) the score here in the top of the 5th. Outside, 1-1. Change up, swing and a miss. Strike 2, 1-2 now on Cardell Dick. One-two pitch down low, 2-2. Cardell Dick played in 64 games with the Bulls from the last 3 years. Abbotsford, BC product. Has also been the last 3 years at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Bouncing ball, third base. Rell with the throw across in time for out number 2. That brings up the cleanup man, Xander Meisner, who hit a solo home run his last time up. First home run of the season for Meisner in limited action. He's from Parker, Colorado. Takes a strike. Meisner is coming off his sophomore year at Bethany Lutheran College. Plays this one along the ground. Taken by Panks. Will flip to Root, covering the first for the third out. But Lethbridge were able to come back with a couple of runs on 3 hits. There was one Barry's error and nobody left on base. After 4.5, halfway through, we're tied at 4-4. Saskatoon 4, Lethbridge 4 as you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege. Nathan Houston will lead it off for the Saskatoon Berries in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 for the Berries here in the bottom of the 5th against the Lethbridge starting pitcher Caden Willard, who's still out there. Unofficially through 4 innings has thrown 68 pitches. First one to Nathan Houston, down low, ball 1. Houston 0 for 2, a couple of ground balls, but does have an RBI from the fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning. Inside, 2-0. Houston on a 4-game hitting streak from before he got hurt and missed a bunch of games. He's now ahead 3-0 on the count. 9 for 19 in that 4-game hitting streak. Takes the 3-0 pitch for a strike. That's almost obligatory. Now on the ground towards second. Fielded cleanly, and the throw on to first in time. Solid defensive play by second baseman Tetsu Nishida. Josh Henson with a couple of ground ball outs tonight. He's 0 for 2. Berries have 2 hits in each inning so far, 8 of them for the game. They've left 7 on base through 4 innings. Henson takes the ball. That one's inside, 2-0. And on the ground, Luke Wheatley cuts in front of his brother, fields it, throws on to first, and tag is missed. The ball thrown up the first base line towards home plate, and the first baseman, Meisner, with a sweep tag trying to catch Henson on the way by, missed. So it's a base hit for Josh Henson. It'll bring up Nick Cote, who, like Houston and Henson before him, have grounded out twice. DH Nick Cote follows the first pitch off towards the Lethbridge dugout. That gets some of the guys scattering. Run away, I don't want to get hit. Henson at first. He's got 3 stolen bases without being caught. Cote again slaps this one foul, this time a little straighter, but still wide of third base. So we now have somebody warming up down the left field line in the Lethbridge bullpen. And down the right field side, Brooks Jones is warming up in the bullpen for the Berries. Fouled off by Nick Cote. Count holds at 1-2. With Henson at first base. Blake Waters warming up down the left field line for Lethbridge. And Brooks Jones for the Berries. Cote, line drive, left field, coming on, unable to come up with it. It gets under the glove. Henson, round second. He's heading for third. The center fielder up with the ball. And Cote into second base with a double. As the left fielder, Will Turner, came on and had the ball skip in front of him, off of his glove, and in behind him for the double. Henson into third. 1 away, and I believe this is head coach Ryan MacDonald coming out to check on Caden Willert, and this may be the end of his night, as Blake Waters has been warming up down the left field line. Now, don't quote me if this isn't the head coach. I think it is, and maybe it isn't. This might be the pitching coach, Josh Bergman. Either way, there's been no sign made to bring in a different pitcher. They're going to continue to go with Caden Willert, as he'll face Aiden Marion, the number 9 hitter for the Berries. Second and third with 1 away. Marion singled in the second inning, hit by a pitch and scored last inning. And a pitch in for a strike. And again, the Berries have 2 hits in an inning. They're now up to 10 for the game. Foul back to the screen, 2 strikes on Aiden Marion with Brock Laird, who's 3 for 3 in the on-deck circle. Infield in. All the infielders on either the edge of the grass or even with the base. 2 strikes, line drive, caught! He'll try and double up, but not in time. Henson was alert and got back to the bag, but a good play by Jack Wheatley, the shortstop, to catch that well-tagged ball. 2 away, and it brings up Brock Laird, and the Lethbridge infielders will be able to come. Well, now Willard won't get a chance to face him. This is the head coach, Ryan MacDonald. The previous guy was the pitching coach, Josh Bergman, and we're going to get a pitching change as it's 3 times through the order for Caden Willard, and that's enough. 4 2/3 innings for Willard. And into the game will be 27, Blake Waters. Blake Waters into the ball game. Right-hand pitcher out of Corpus Christi, Texas, coming off his sophomore year at Midland College in Texas. 6 foot, 190-pound right-hander. Blake Waters coming in, and let's see. There he is on the stats page. He's made just 2 previous appearances. One back on the 9th of June at Sylvan Lake, and the last one back on the 8th of July. So last Wednesday in Sylvan Lake as well. 3rd appearance for Blake Waters. No record, a 3.00 earned run average in 3 innings pitched. He's allowed 2 hits, 1 run earned, 2 strikeouts, no walks. He'll face the top of the Berries order, and Brock Laird with 2 away here and runners on 2nd and 3rd in a 4-4 tie. Willard allowed 10 hits, is responsible for the runners on base. He struck out 1, walked 1, hit a batter as well. He faced 27 batters, and unofficially threw 83 pitches. But Caden Willard is out. Blake Waters is on. Berries have Josh Henson at 3rd base, Nick Cote at 2nd, and 2 away. And Brock Laird, who's 3 for 3 at the plate. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. Strike 1. Waters comes over the top. Different look, different release point than what the Berries had been used to. That one is blocked nicely by the catcher, Cardell Dick. Otherwise, that's back to the backstop, and a run probably scores. 1-1 the count. Waters gets his sign. 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air. Shallow right field. Going back and making the catch is the second baseman, Nishida. And that ends the bottom of the 5th inning. The Berries had 2 men on again. Leave them. Don't score a run. No Lethbridge errors. And 2 runners left on base. After 5, Saskatoon 4, Lethbridge 4. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Brooks Jones coming into the ball game now for the Saskatoon Berries as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Left-hander from Lawrence, Kansas. He's pitched his last 2 years with Hutchinson Community College in Hutchinson, Kansas. Will pitch his junior year at the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. 6'3", 200-pound lefty. He'll face Will Turner, the left fielder, DH Zach Kavanaugh, and third baseman Luke Wheatley here in the top of the 6th with the score tied up at 4-4. Jones' first pitch, fastball at the knees for a strike. That one's down low, 1-1. Brooks Jones has been a busy boy this year, coming out of the bullpen. This is his 13th appearance of the season. On the ground, 2 hopper taken by the second baseman Henson. The throw to first in time. 1 away. Jones has no record, a 2.16 earned run average. In 16 2/3 innings, he's allowed 10 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, has struck out 22 and walked 12. Will Turner's 0 for 3 on the night. Now Zach Kavanaugh singled his last time up. Drove in a run, takes a strike here from Brooks Jones as Kavanaugh, a left-handed hitter against the lefty pitcher. Jones made 12 relief appearances for Hutchinson Community College this past college season. Swing and a miss, strike 2 to Zach Kavanaugh. Jones ready to go again with a 2-strike pitch. Fouled off and just over the third base bleachers and out of play into the plaza area here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Swing and a miss, strike. No, it gets foul tip. Unable to be held on to by Marion. He got bitten out on that one, feeling the effects. I thought he might have gotten the strikeout, but nope. Got a piece of that one. Kavanaugh out of Abbotsford, BC, and Cochise College coming off his freshman year. Left-hand hitter Marion taking his time. Now finally squats down behind the plate, says, okay, let's go. Brooks Jones ahead 0-2. Fastball down low, 1-2. Third baseman Luke Wheatley is on deck. Fouled off again towards the Berries' first base dugout. Kavanaugh doing some wasting. Getting the pitch count up early on Brooks Jones. Both bullpens quiet now here in the top of the 6th inning. Popped up in the infield. Rell coming in, and he's got it for the second out. 2 away. Up comes Luke Wheatley, who's 0 for 2. Luke Wheatley has had hits in 2 of 3 games. 3 for 11, now 3 for 13 in that time. That's below 250 in the 3-game set. 231 in that space of time. Luke Wheatley played 30 games with the Bulls last year as he takes upstairs ball 1. He had 15 hits and scored 14 runs. Coming off his sophomore year at Midland College in Texas. Takes a strike, 1-1. If he can get on, it'll bring up the center fielder, Jordan Monroe. Fouled off the cue shot, off the tip of the bat. 1-2. I almost want to check that one to make sure that's not broken, but not going to do so. Bounced in by Brooks Jones, 2-2 the count. A 4-4 ball game on a cloudy evening here in Saskatoon. Game moving along at a nice clip. Almost at 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we're into the 6th inning. Same 2 teams will play tomorrow night at 7 o'clock as well. That one's inside and low and bounces back to the screen. Full count now on Luke Wheatley. Pete, you might want to put some clear glasses on. I think sunglasses aren't going to help you tonight. Pat Janix helping out with equipment with the Berries. Playing ball boy tonight too. Fouled off up the third base line. That's hurts the hands and may have hurt the foot too. Full count holds on Luke Wheatley. Brooks's favorite TV show is Dexter, according to the Barry Fun Fact on the Jumbotron. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for Lethbridge in the top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no Barry's errors, no runners left on base. After 5.5, we're tied up at 4-4 as you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Siemens Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Blake Waters comes back out for the Lethbridge Bulls to pitch here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He came on in the bottom of the 5th with 2 men on and was able to get the 3rd out, and now remains in the ball game. He'll face Ethan Murdoch, Gavin Panks, and Giles Salinas, the Barries' 3 position player all-stars for this weekend's all-star festivities here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. There'll be a bunting competition, junior home run derby, the WCBL home run derby on Saturday, finishing up with a concert by Jordan Pollard. And then Sunday, the all-star game itself. Saturday's festivities will get underway at 4 o'clock. And Sunday, the all-star game at 1 o'clock. The best of the East Division against the best of the West Division. And we'll have it for you on FloCollege. All that on Saturday and Sunday. Strike thrown by Waters to Ethan Murdoch, who's 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Fouls that off. 2 strikes against him quickly. Murdoch, who finished his college career. This is the end for him. Low and away, ball 1. He's taken a job with the Swift Current Broncos, his hometown Western Hockey League team, as a strength and conditioning coach starting in the fall. One-two pitch. Line drive center field, but that'll hold up and be caught above the head, almost overrunning it at first, was the center fielder, but able to make the catch is Jordan Monroe for the first out. That was well hit by Murdoch, but right at Monroe for the first out. Gavin Panks now 0 for 1, has walked a couple of times and scored a run, the Barries' first baseman. 5-game hitting streak on the line for him. Takes a strike from Blake Waters. That bounces in and goes up high on the screen. 1-1. Panks coming off his freshman year at Southeastern Louisiana University. Swing and a miss at a changeup. 1-2. Blake Waters 1-2 pitch up high, 2-2. Catcher Cardell Dick thought they might have gotten a strikeout there. Waters shaking off a couple of times. 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Panks wanted to hold up and went too far. 2 out now for the Barries in the bottom of the 6th. Right fielder Giles Salinas, 2 for 3. Grounded out his last time up, though. That boy can do no wrong. He's replaced Ethan Menard as the most popular player on the Barries roster. Down low, ball 1. Menard, an emotional leader, demonstrative, loved to play the game, and showed it every time out for the Barries. And Salinas is sort of the same way, as he's got his 3rd hit of the ball game. A line drive single into center field with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. To bring Mason Rell to the plate, who's 1 for 3. Got his single in the 3rd inning off of the starting pitcher, Caden Willert, who's out of the ball game. The starters are both out of the game and are both not in line for the decision here. This is going to be all about the bullpens tonight. Both of which are quiet right now. Down low to Well, 1-1. Waters checking Salinas at first and checks on him with a throw over there. Salinas dives back into the bag safely, of course. I think he'd only taken like 2 steps off the bag. Low and away. Ball 2 to Rell. Lethbridge split a two-game series in Weyburn before arriving here. That's ball 3 outside. Bulls lost 1-0 on Sunday in Weyburn and then won 9-4 last night. After their 2 games here, they go to Regina to play the Red Sox on Thursday and Friday. There's a strike to Rell on the 3-0. Hitters count now for the Barry's third baseman against Blake Waters. Salinas swatting at mosquitoes on the diamond. He'll have to go back to the bag as he draws a throw. We cannot afford to put a light on in this booth as it gets darker out, because otherwise those mosquitoes are all going to find their way into here. They are nasty. Rell with a fly ball into center field. That one is going to drop. Salinas around second is going to head for third. Here comes the throw all the way into third and in safely. Salinas under the tag of Luke Wheatley at third base. And again, the Berries get 2 hits in an inning, up to 12. And now we're going to get the pitching coach out for Lethbridge to chat with Blake Waters. Again, pitching coach is Josh Bergman. Chat with Blake Waters. Rell at first. Salinas at third, 2 away. And Nathan Houston, who's 0 for 3. And is due. You don't get to hit 376 in a season as he was coming into the game by going 0 for 2 out terribly often. Melville product, 45 hits and 145 at-bats coming into the game. First pitch down low. They appeal at first. No swing, says Aaron Savolt, the first base umpire. Ball 1. That breaking pitch is in for a strike, 1-1. First and third for the runners. Waters checks on them. 1-1 pitch coming. Rell takes off and Houston check swing foul. Makes the count 1-2. Houston hitting 366 at this very moment. Looking to bring in the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Waters, 1-2 pitch. That gets away from the catcher, bounces. Coming into home is Salinas. He's under the tag of Waters, the pitcher covering, and it's 5-4 for the Berries. A wild pitch by Blake Waters brings in the go-ahead run. Mason Rell on to second base on the wild pitch. 2-2 the count. As for the first time tonight, I'm looking up at the scoreboard in right center field, and I see my favorite. Top row, Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Don't think I've seen that tonight. But here we go. Rell at second. Houston pops it up. Drifting into foul territory is the first baseman Meisner, and he'll make the catch, and that's the end of the inning. But the Berries get a run to go up 5-4 on 2 hits. There were no Lethbridge errors and 1 runner left on base. After 6, Saskatoon 5, Lethbridge 4, as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers. For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Unofficial line score through 6 innings of play for the Saskatoon Berries. 5 runs on 12 hits. They've committed 2 errors. They've left 10 runners on base. Lethbridge Bulls with 4 runs on 6 hits. They have yet to commit an error and have left 3 runners on base. First pitch of Brooks Jones into his second inning of work is a strike to center fielder Jordan Monroe, who's 1 for 2. Singled in the 3rd inning, struck out in the 4th. Now up here for the 3rd time in the 7th inning. Chops one foul towards the Lethbridge third base dugout. Left-handed hitting Monroe, down 2 strikes to left-hand pitching Brooks Jones, who got the side in order in the top of the 6th inning. 2 strikes. Low and away, bounces away from Aiden Marion, 1-2. Jordan Monroe from Lincoln, Nebraska, coming off his freshman year at Southeast Community College. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Monroe glares back at the home plate umpire. Aaron Robertson said, "No, no, no," but his response is yes, 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 and that's 1 away. Up comes Tetsu Nishida. Singled and scored back in the 5th inning. Nishida 1 for 2. Takes a strike from Brooks Jones. Swing and a miss on a changeup, 2 strikes. Nishida Down 0-2. On the ground, past Jones, up the middle. Picked up there by the second baseman. Henson on to first in time. Good play by Josh Henson on a slow roller past the mound towards second base. Backhand throws cross body and gets the out for 2 away, and it'll bring up back to the top of the order for Jack Wheatley, who doubled and scored against Zachary Laundreville, the Barrie starter, back in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3 is Jack Wheatley, an all-star, will be here for the all-star festivities this weekend. Looks at the pitch outside from Brooks Jones, ball 1. Have to think with the numbers that I was mentioning for Brooks Jones that fouled off 1-1, that he might be a candidate to be one of the replacement all-stars for the Berries. Every team gets 5 all-stars. The Berries had 5, but Tanner Hosick and Michael Saul have gone back to the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Popped up in the air and twisting foul down the right field side into the Berries bullpen area, out of play. 1-2 the count. So, as I was saying about Brooks Jones's numbers, 2.16 earned run average out of the bullpen. Sure. Why not? 1-2 pitch. Fouled off again by Wheatley. That gets over the screen and into the first base bleachers, and Fan muffs the catch entirely. Shouldn't even get the ball as a souvenir if you can't catch it like that. Give it to a kid. I think he did. It's good for him. 1-2. We're at that point here now in the 7th inning where the next Barry's strikeout of a Lethbridge Bull means everybody in the park gets pancakes if they would like. It's a side order from a local establishment. Fouled off there by Wheatley. Stays alive at 1-2. Barry's pitchers strike out 7 opponents in a game. You scan the QR code on the Jumbotron, you get a side order of pancakes. High and away to Jack Wheatley, 2-2 the count. Down the right field line, we see Tyler Bailey warming up now for the Berries. Called strike 3. Jack Wheatley thought the pitch was inside. It almost hit him. But a breaking ball, called strike 3, ends the inning. Jack Wheatley has struck out 3 times, and everybody's pretty happy in the ballpark because that QR code's going to be coming up right away. But no runs, no hits, no Berries errors, and nobody left on base. As we head to the 7th inning stretch, Saskatoon 5 and Lethbridge 4. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
New pitcher into the ball game for the Lethbridge Bulls as they trail 5-4. It is Shane Lanier, who comes on. Right-hander from Plymouth, North Carolina, coming off his junior season at the University of Mount Olive in North Carolina. 6 foot, 190-pound right-hander. Shane Lanier. Let's see what we can tell you about his season so far. All right, this will be his 9th appearance of the season. He doesn't have a record, a 4.70 earned run average. Thrown 7 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 4 runs all earned, has struck out 9 and walked 4. Shane Lanier into the ball game to pitch for Lethbridge. He'll face the bottom third of the Berries order, Josh Henson, Nick Cote, and Aiden Marion. Henson singled last time up, 1 for 3. Now has hits in 10 of his last 11 games. 18 for 46 in that time frame. Swing and a miss by Henson, strike 1. As once again the Bulls bring in a pitcher that has a different arm angle. Comes sidewinding. Swing and a miss again, strike 2. Lanier brings it pretty good. Sun's trying to peek out. It's shining on the Performance Center building in the behind the right field scoreboard and Jumbotron. Low and away, ball 1, 1-2. Environment Canada says we're still mostly cloudy skies, 21 degrees Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit. East-northeast wind 13 kilometers an hour, still blowing in from right center. That one stayed high, 2-2 to Josh Henson. 13 kilometers an hour, about 8 miles per hour. Still enough to make sure that's tough to get a ball out of here, and it's tough at the best of times. There's a pretty spacious ballpark when you get right down to it. 2-2 pitch. Low, full count. Catcher Cardell Dick framing that for home plate umpire Aaron Roberts, the crew chief of this 3-man group. He wasn't biting on that. Line drive, but it's right at the shortstop, and Jack Wheatley makes the catch for the first out. So now, no designated hitter Nick Cote, who doubled his last time up, 1 for 3. Cote, again, attended Niagara University. That's a Division I school in NCAA, Niagara University, in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. So it's a pretty good ball they play there. First pitch up high to him, ball 1. And Cote in his freshman season did pretty well. A home run, 20 RBI. Hit .271, takes a strike, 1-1. Starting to get his summer average up into that range. One count. Hit on the ground. And it'll be knocked down but not picked cleanly by Luke Wheatley, the third baseman. It'll be an error. The first one of the ball game for the Lethbridge Bulls puts Cote on first. And it'll bring up Aiden Marion, the catcher. 1 for 2 with a run scored tonight. Five-4 Berries with the lead. Would love to add on. Check swing. Marion couldn't pull the trigger. Takes a strike. Third pitcher of the game for Lethbridge, Shane Lanier, on here in the bottom of the 7th. Marion with a little squib up the right field side. That's in for a base hit. Cote will get to second and hold up. And so now 2 men on for the Berries here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And back to the top of the order for Brock Laird, his 5th plate appearance of the game. 13th hit of the night for the Berries. Laird has 3 of them. He's 3 for 4. Kyle Salinas also has 3 hits for Saskatoon tonight. Runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch to Laird is in for a strike. Three for 4, really helping Laird's batting average out. He'll foul that off, and he's behind 0-2. Laird is up to 50 hits on the season in 152 at-bats, hitting .329 up to date. He's behind 0-2. Lanier throws, and that's fouled off. Just a piece of it from Brock Laird to stay alive in the at-bat. Ethan Murdoch on deck, who's 1 for 4 tonight. Both he and Laird have extended their hitting streaks to 11 games tonight. Lanier checks the runners. 0-2. Little flying drive down the right field line. That one is going to be fair. Right on the line. Laird didn't know where it went to. He stopped up, but here comes 1 run in and the 2nd run in to score. Murdoch telling Marion, get down to slide. He's able to stand up and score. But Nick Cote and Aiden Marion both score on the double by Brock Laird. 2 RBI for the Berries shortstop, and it makes it 7-4. That ball landed right on the line in right field and darted into the Berries bullpen. It was a long chase for the right fielder, Caleb Haney. The relay home. Marion didn't slide. He was lucky to get there just ahead of the tag of the catcher, Kalen Dick. Now Murdoch takes a pitch inside, ball 1. Seventh straight inning in which the Berries have had 2 hits. 14 in total for the game. And now a 3-run lead. The biggest one of the night, and Murdoch gets hit. That sidearm pitch stayed inside. Runners on first and second with 1 away. Gavin Panks to the plate. 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Panks came into the game tied for 7th in the league in walks with 23. He's now up to 25. Catcher Dick going to come out and chat with his pitcher Shane Lanier as it's going to start some possible activation of a reliever down the left field line in the Lethbridge bullpen. Looks like 34. Cody Graff making his way out to start throwing for Ryan McDonald and the Lethbridge Bulls. But Lanier will get a 6th hitter in this inning. He's only retired 1. 2 runs are in. And 2 men on. Panks fouls the first pitch off, strike one. Lanier ready to work again, one strike. That's in there for strike two, high in the zone. It was kind of a change-up, and Panks goes for a little bit of a walk out of the left-hand batter's box. Not all that thrilled with that call. Giles Salinas on deck. Two-strike pitch. Is it called strike three? On the inside corner. So Lanier gets a strikeout, badly needed one. Stops the bleeding a bit, but now he has to face the right fielder Giles Salinas, who's 3 for 4. And has a run batted in. He's also scored a run. The mini Mexican celebration is done. Now that Giles into the batter's box. Swing and a foul tip, strike one. If Salinas can get on, Mason Rell is on deck for the Berries. The number 5 hitter in the order. This is the cleanup guy. Outside, ball one. Salinas 3 for 4. Now up to 59 hits on the season. Lanier delivers up high, 2-1. That had some pretty good gas on it. Salinas has upped his batting average to .415 tonight with his 3 hits. He'd love to get another hit and drive in another run. Little flare down the right field side, but that's going to be foul. Fought off the inside pitch and sent it down the right field line, but just foul by a couple of feet. 2-2 pitch now. As once again, we have that top row and the scoreboard here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field with Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. At second base is Brock Laird. At first base, Ethan Murdoch. Giles Salinas going to be in the All-Star game. Facing the 2-2 count against Shane Lanier. And again, fouled off down the right field side, but this time way out of play towards the batting cage out that way. Count holds at 2-2. It's been a long inning for Lanier. He has thrown a lot of pitches. Unofficially, 25 of them. You'd love to be able to get about 12 or 13 an inning if you can. Popped up in behind second base. Coming in is the second baseman. As the shortstop lost the ball in the air, and in the end it was the second baseman, Tetsu Nishida, who made the catch to finish off the inning. But a couple of more runs for the Berries in the bottom of the 7th inning. On 2 hits, there was 1 Lethbridge error and 2 runners left on base. After 7, Saskatoon 7 and Lethbridge 4 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Fourth pitcher of the ball game coming in for the Saskatoon Berries will be Tyler Bailey, right-hander out of Gilbert, Arizona, and his junior season at Arizona Christian University. 6'2", 190-pound right-hander. Tyler Bailey coming into the ball game. Let's see what we can tell you more about him. He'll face the number 2 hitter in the Lethbridge order, Caleb Haney. 9th appearance for Tyler Bailey. 1 win, a 12.54 earned run average. Pitched 9 1/3 innings. First pitch is a strike at the knees. Haney not happy with that first pitch call on him. He did not play in the league last year. Swings and misses at that pitch. Behind 0-2. He's from Lethbridge. Played 172 games with the Bulls between 2021 and 2024. So he's a veteran of this league. 2-strike pitch. Down low, 1-2. Again, he's from Lethbridge, coming off his senior year at the University of Mary in Bismarck, North Dakota. 1-2 coming up from Tyler Bailey. That is high, 2-2. Two pitch, swung on and fouled up the first baseline. Count holds 2-2. Cardell Dick, the catcher. First baseman Xander Meisner coming up here in the top of the 8th inning. Lethbridge down 3. Have only got 6 outs to work with. Two pitch. Check swing. They're going to appeal. And he gets rung up. Third base umpire Blake Dill says you went too far on that swing, Sir Haney, and that is a strikeout for Tyler Bailey to open the top of the 8th inning. Brings up Cardell Dick, the catcher, who's 0 for 3 tonight. He'll be in the All-Star festivities this weekend. Down low, ball 1. That pitch over the head of Cardell Dick to the backstop and rebounds all the way back towards the mound. 2-0. Barrie's bullpen has done a heck of a job since Zachary Landreville came out of the game with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Dallin Rood, Brooks Jones, and now Tyler Bailey have retired 9 straight. That's upstairs and inside 3-0. .30 pitch is taken for a strike, as you might expect. Nonetheless, because it's a Barrie's pitcher doing that, most in the crowd is 1,666. Still here. Cheer for that. And that's up high, ball 4. So it's Lethbridge's first base runner since the 5th inning. Brings up the first baseman, Xander Meisner, who hit a home run deep to right field back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2, also walked back in the 2nd. I was mentioning earlier on the spaciousness of the ballpark. Next gen patch at Cairns Field is 335 feet down both lines. Up high, Bailey to Meisner, ball 1. 400 to straight away center field, and the word is that in the power alleys it's about 375, 380 to left center and right center field. Swing and a miss by Meisner on a pitch that looked to be low, 1-1. Left fielder Will Turner is on deck for Lethbridge. Again, these teams will play tomorrow night at 7. Second and final meeting of the season. Change up, swung on and missed. Strike 2. The WCBL schedule calls for the 6 teams from the other division to play every team in the other division twice. 3 of the teams will go on the road to play those games and then face the other 3 teams at home. As a called strike 3 on Meisner. Second strikeout for Bailey this inning in this relief appearance. And 2 away now. Meisner just nodded his head. Yeah, I should have swung. Didn't. Now I'm walking back to the dugout. 2 out. Bringing up Will Turner. Throw down to first. Marion trying to catch the secondary lead of Cardell Dick, wandering a little too far. First pitched ball to Will Turner, who's 0 for 3, although he reached on an error and scored back in the 4th inning. Inside, 2-0. Down the right field line, Colin Plain is throwing. Eric Aguirre is catching. Aguirre wants really nothing to do with being the bullpen catcher right about now. That's in for a strike. 2-1. Colin Plain can bring it pretty good with the fastball. You throw something else and Aguirre isn't ready for it. He's going to squat down. Oh boy. On the inside corner for strike 2, and Will Turner doesn't like that call as he spins out of the right-hand batter's box in disbelief. And there's that Deuces Wild up on the top of the line of the scoreboard in right center field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Up high and inside, full count. Cardell Dick at first base will be going with the pitch. 3-2, 2 away. Zach Kavanaugh, the DH, hoping to get a turn. 3-2. Gets away from Marion. It was outside, ball 4. Dick will round second, but will stop there. 2 out walk, 2 men on now. Tying run coming to the plate here in the top of the 8th inning, and Dustin Mulligan will make a trip out to the mound. Barry's pitching consultant, as the infielders gather along with catcher Aiden Marion and pitcher Tyler Bailey on the mound and swat at mosquitoes. Zach Kavanaugh, the DH, is the hitter. He's 1 for 3, singled, and drove in a run in the 4th inning. Kavanaugh is a left-hand hitter. Bailey with a couple of strikeouts and a couple of walks. Kind of experiencing the pitcher's highs and lows in the inning. Fastball hit on the ground. Picked at second by Josh Henson. The throw to first, and that ends the inning. For Lethbridge in the top of the 8th, no runs, no hits, no Barry's errors, 2 runners left on base. After 7.5, Saskatoon 7 and Lethbridge 4 as you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Best seat in the house.
Fourth pitcher of the game coming in now for the Lethbridge Bulls will be Cody Graff. Shane Lanier pitching an inning. Striking out 1, hitting a batter, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He faced 7 batters and threw 26 pitches. Cody Graff then into the ball game. For Cody Graff, this will be his 8th appearance of the season. Graff is a 6'4", 230-pound right-hander out of Lloydminster, coming off his junior year at the University of Arkansas Monticello in Arkansas. Cody Graff doesn't have a record. 8 innings pitched, a 6.75 earned run average. He'll face Mason Rell first. And now he wants the catcher to come out to chat about what the signals are. Graff in 8 innings has allowed 7 hits, 8 runs, 6 of them earned, has struck out 12 and walked 6. Again, no record and a 4.75 earned run average. Rell 2 for 4 tonight. Starting to come around. Will be a big-time contributor the rest of this season. First pitch bounces away from the catcher, Cardell Dick, ball 1. Didn't get that far away. Retrieved by home plate umpire Aaron Roberts. Aaron Shavolt at the umpire at first base. At third base, Blake Till. Low and away again, ball 2. 2-0. Fastball in for a strike. Rell took that all the way. Cody Graff, 2-1 pitch. Rell on the ground. 2 Hopper taken at third. And a long throw across by Luke Wheatley in time for the out. 1 away. It'll bring up the center fielder Nathan Houston. Houston 0 for 4. First game back after missing a week due to an injury. Had a bit of a hammy thigh issue. There's his fit. Solid single right back up the middle, just about nailed the pitcher. Was able to duck and get out of the way. That'll extend Nathan Houston's hitting streak to 5 games, during which he is 10 for 24. I think that's 412, if I'm not mistaken. 412 or 413. I'm not even going to go to the calculator. I'm so sure of myself. That's probably my first mistake. Josh Henson now. Swing and a miss at a fastball, strike 1. Henson 1 for 4, singled back in the 5th inning. Hovering around the 300 mark for an average. This one's in the air into right field. Coming over, though, with time to make the catch is the right fielder, Caleb Haney. And there's now 2 away. DH Nick Cote coming to the plate. Cote 1 for 4, scored a run back in the 7th inning when he reached on an error. Doubled in the 5th inning. High, and the throw down to first as Cardell Dick, the catcher, doesn't like the secondary lead of Nathan Houston, wants to keep him honest. Ball 1 to Nick Cote. Houston is a threat to run. Check swing is still a strike, 1-1. Houston has 8 steals and been caught once. Barry's with a 3-run lead. 7-4. Bottom of the 8th inning. Check at first and almost thrown away. Cody Graff's throw was high and towards the home plate side of first base, and a leaping catch by Xander Meisner to make sure that didn't get away. Otherwise, Houston would be standing on third base right now. He's taken off. 1-1 pitch, low and in the dirt. Dick's throw down, a tag. He's underneath it and steals. Stolen base number 9 for Nathan Houston. He's in scoring position. Pitch was downstairs, a ball, 2-1 to Nick Cote, and an RBI opportunity here for Cote. In the bottom of the 8th inning. That's low, 3-1. Aiden Marion, the catcher, is on deck. He's 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of runs scored. On the ground, up the middle. Coming over is Jack Wheatley. The throw on to first just in time to retire the side. So the Berries in the bottom of the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit. There were no Lethbridge errors, 1 runner left on base. After 8, Saskatoon 7, Lethbridge 4. Last chance hotel for the Bulls coming up in the top of the 9th inning as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
So top of the 9th inning, Lethbridge Bulls down to their final 3 outs to use, and the bottom third of their order. Third baseman Luke Wheatley, center fielder Jordan Monroe, and second baseman Tetsu Nishida to face Tyler Bailey on for a 2nd inning. His first pitch is low and jumps up to the screen, ball 1. Luke Wheatley is 0 for 3 tonight. On the ground to third. Mason Rell has a jump off the heel of his glove. Recovered by Brock Laird deep in the hole, but that'll be a leadoff man on for Lethbridge and the 3rd error of the game by the Saskatoon Berries. So now center fielder Jordan Monroe coming up. Singled in the 3rd inning, but has struck out his last 2 times up. Pitch down and in, ball 1 from Tyler Bailey. Colin Plain is warming up down the right field line if need be. That's inside 2-0 from Bailey. .2-0 pitch upcoming. That's a strike, 2-1. Bailey had a couple of strikeouts and a couple of walks in this game, back last inning. There's strike 2. That was a changeup on the outside corner. Monroe couldn't offer at. Two pitch. Called strike 3. 3 times tonight, Jordan Monroe has struck out. That's 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Or top of the 9th inning, at least. Tetsu Nishida now, 1 for 3, singled and scored in the 5th inning. check over at first base. Make sure Luke Wheatley doesn't get any ideas about wanting to steal a base. Luke Wheatley has 3 steals without being caught. On the ground for Gavin Panks. He'll take the sure out at first base. Luke Wheatley advances to second. There's 2 away, though. And Lethbridge down to their final out, and it'll be Jack Wheatley, the shortstop, coming up. Jack Wheatley is 1 for 4, doubled and scored in the 5th inning, drove in a run, but he has struck out the other 3 times in the ball game. Check swing, they peel at first, and they'll get the call. Strike 1. Barrie's pitchers have struck out 10 Lethbridge Bulls tonight. Low and away, ball 1. Breaking ball outside. Caleb Haney waiting on deck, hoping to get a chance at the plate. If he does, he would be the potential tying run. One pitch, way up high, 2-1. Runner at second is Luke Wheatley. His brother Jack is at the plate. In for a strike. Jack Wheatley thought, goodness, no way, that's a strike. Almost dropped his bat in frustration. But here we go, 2-2 with 2 out. That top line is Deuces Wild on the scoreboard at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Bailey's 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that's the ball game. Tyler Bailey with an effective 2 innings of work for Lethbridge in the top of the 9th inning. No runs, no hits. 1 Barry's error, and 1 runner left on base. We'll have the final totals coming your way in a moment, as your final tonight is the Saskatoon Berries 7 and the Lethbridge Bulls 4. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. All right, back to wrap things up from Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Your final tonight, the Saskatoon Berries defeating the Lethbridge Bulls by a score of 7-4 to open a 2-game series between these interdivision rivals. For the Saskatoon Berries in tonight's game, they scored 7 runs on 15 hits. They committed 3 errors. They left 13 runners on base. For the Lethbridge Bulls, 4 runs on 6 hits. They committed 1 error, and they left 6 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Brooks Jones in relief. His record 1-0. The losing pitcher, Blake Waters, in relief. He's 0-1. Game took 2 hours and 48 minutes to play in front of 1,666 fans here tonight at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. The Berries scored singles in each of the first and third innings, a deuce in the fourth, went ahead 5-4 with a run in the bottom of the sixth inning and tacked on 2 more in the bottom of the seventh to pick up the victory. They're 26th of the season against 11 losses, and 5 straight wins now for the Berries as they're 17-5 at home on the year. We have to check the out-of-town scoreboard. Moose Jaw is leading Fort McMurray 12-2 in the top of the sixth inning, so it looks like the Berries and Moose Jaw will remain tied for the lead in the East Division with tonight's results. For Lethbridge, their record drops to 22-11. Their 3-game winning streak comes, or they had a brief 1-game winning streak, I should say. It comes to an end. They're 8-6 on the road. The same teams play tomorrow night here at 7 o'clock at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, the Saskatoon Berries and the Lethbridge Bulls. And that's when we'll be back with you here on FloCollege. But for now, on behalf of all the gang at Flo Sports FloCollege, all the great folks with the Saskatoon Entertainment Group, I'm Les Lazarick. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. We'll talk with you again tomorrow when it's Lethbridge in town again to take on the Saskatoon Berries, as you've been watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.